Good evening, everybody. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Bill Mahari here, represent MehariNation Sports Podcast here. Salute the entire LDBC and the boxing community in this case. I hope you guys have been having a good Sunday, despite all the craziness that's been going around this week, regarding to this damn coronavirus. Hope y'all staying safe and, keeping yourself clean out there. But we're going to get down to the nitty gritty here. I'm going to try to go live for at least about 20 minutes, at least, because I'm not going to go a little bit too long for you guys, because I know you guys got to get ready for work on Monday. So let's get down to it. Let's get down to it. Okay? Listen, everybody pretty much knows what's been going on about Tyson Fury lately, guys. I mean, the hits just keep on coming for Tyson Fury. Man, I mean, if you guys have not been in tune about what's been going on around the gloves situation, I mean, y'all been missing out, because there've been evidence galore about what's been going on with Tyson Fury, about the evidence about the gloves, the tainted gloves, and how he used illegal gloves against Deontay Wilder in the second fight, guys. I mean, the evidence just keeps on coming, man. It is absolutely crazy. But now there's more drama to the story. The hits just keep on coming for Tyson Fury, because now there's a UK farmer who now is saying that he was supposed to see 25 pounds, which is equivalent to $31 million in US dollar currency, to basically lie to UKAD about some evidence about the Fury brothers basically using illegal drugs back in 2015. Okay? Now listen, we already pretty much know that Tyson Fury is a dirty cheat. You understand what I'm saying? But now, this is some stuff that's going back far as back as 2015. We've already, listen, if y'all have not seen what's going on here, remember, there was a boxing match back in 2015 involving Fury, in which the referee had to force Fury's camp to adjust the gloves and had to wait additional 10 minutes before the fight even started. All right? Kenny Bayless forgot to do that against Wilder. But now, here's the little story about what's been going on. And this is actually goes even worse for the American media, because how come is it that the UK media has been on this story, and while the USA media has not said anything? Internet convenience? All right. So let me read to you guys an article that I've already displayed in the description box there too, guys. Okay, listen. Here's what's been going on here. There is a farmer by the name of Mr. Martin Carefoot. Okay, he raises his own cattle out in the UK. Okay, now Mr. Martin Carefoot said that he basically had to lie when he submitted two written statements to the Fury legal team back in 2017 to say that he had supplied the fighters with uncastrated wild boar, which is basically tainted animal meat. Okay, because what contained in that wild boar, it contained illegal PEDs, which are called nadrolone. Okay, it's called nadrolone. All right, which is basically the ingestion of oral catastrophic wild boar or pig. Okay, now in this article, he also states that Carefoot has heaped huge uncertainty over the fighters by retracting some of his statements. Okay, now he was supposed to be promised to be paid at least 25,000 pounds. Okay, to basically help cover up the failed drug test back in 2015. But guess what? He never received any of the money. All right. In this article here, he said that the Furies have not addressed the allegation, which also includes the claim that he was promised at least 25 pounds from a member of its entourage. Okay. Now, Fury responded this morning with a cryptic message from social media through his Instagram account, which he and an acquaintance were dressed as a Batman and Robin with the words of, "We're doing half a marathon today, but it got canceled for over sick reasons. But we're going to do a half a marathon at home. We don't fear, we're coming." Like, really, Fury? Do you really understand? Do you really understand that this is really incriminating things that's been going around here? All right? Listen, let me tell y'all something, okay? Let me tell y'all something. I don't have a problem with you supporting Tyson Fury for whatever reason you may have, but you cannot tell me that this you cannot tell me that listen, you cannot dismiss the fact that Tyson Fury has done a lot of dirty stuff over the last few years. Okay? And you cannot dismiss the fact that what we saw in the second fight with Deontay Wilder was an illegal assault. But now it's coming out that he's basically used illegal PEDs with the description of tainted meat. Okay, similar to what Canelo got busted for when he failed his drug test. Basically, he claimed that the meat that he ate was basically contaminated meat, which most of us did not believe anyway. Think about this for a moment, guys. This is the kind of dirty stuff that has been going around in boxing, but it appears to me nobody wants to talk about it because they like to see Deontay Wilder defeated, down, and out. You understand what I'm saying? And if you guys not watched the interview that Mr. Young Farrell did on his channel with Nicholas Asbury, basically describing the details about what's been going on in the Fury camp, because he's done some smart, because Nicholas Asbury from Illinois basically did sparring with the Fury camp. And there's a video in my channel basically breaking the news about what he unfolded in his Instagram account. How his glove was basically piercing through his fingers. Okay? Now listen. We know this for a fact. For those of the people that have been kind of listening in, to kind of understanding why this guy keeps cheating, all right? But why is it that the Nevada State Athletic Commission has not waking up their eyes and seeing the evidence that's being displayed right now? You understand what I'm saying? How is it that how people in the boxing community can display this kind of evidence, but you're telling me that you couldn't find anything illegal? You didn't have any assumption that the Fury would do something illegal? I mean, think about this for a moment, okay? Think about this. Listen, Fury, I saw this when I was watching the pay-per-view, when I was physically watching the pay-per-view, okay, the day that this happened. Do you guys remember that there was one of the members of Fury's team that basically cut off the live feed of the camera inside the Fury locker room? All right. Hold on. Let me take care of this dude right here, because he's basically disrupting my flow right now. Peace. All right. Back to my regularly scheduled programming here. Okay. The thing is this: if y'all not recognize the signs that the Fury was going to be potentially going to try to cheat, why is it that it takes you this long for you to realize what this guy was clearly up to? All right. I don't need to display the evidence right now. All you got to do is look at all the channels that are basically displaying all the evidence. All right. And salute to them, because they've been doing their job. What's up, Yosef? How you doing, my brother? Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you all this. Now that it's coming out that they basically were tampering a drug test back in 2015. Do you realize what this could mean? This could mean right now that Tyson Fury, if he is convicted of guilty charges of tampering with a failed drug test way back in 2015, this means that he is going to face an 8-year ban from the sport, off of the 2-year ban that he faced back in 2017. Okay? The link to the articles in the description box so you can guys look at it for yourselves. The thing is this: why would this farmer just basically explain all this kind of evidence, all this kind of stories, knowing that he has nothing left to lose? Because remember, he was supposed to be paid at least $31 million. Again, $31 million is basically American currency to 25 pounds in the UK. Now listen, why would this farmer lie about anything? All right, even if there's some misinformation in the story, okay, why would they lie? Why would he lie about this? If this man if his story continues to be consistent, all right, but because we're gonna wait until all this plays out. As we see, my brother Act Reacher 45 in the house. What's going on, my brother? Now here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. If this farmer is basically explaining all the little details about what the Fury camps is doing, and if Nicholas Asbury is basically telling you, listen, Tyson Fury is a dirty fighter, all right, and he's been doing a lot of illegal tactics for almost the past 4 to 5 years. Why is it that nobody has stepped up and basically had been protesting for his banment from his ban from the sport? You understand what I'm saying? What's up, Mr. Super Sam Candy? How you doing? Now listen, there's no denying this now. There is no denying that Tyson Fury is cheated in the second fight with Wilder and been clearly cheating ever since. And you can press all of the dislikes. You can basically say whatever you want. You cannot deny the fact that Tyson Fury cheated in the fight. The evidence is all right there if you have an open mind. If you believe in the other channels that are basically just trying to display you lies, or basically through old media that's trying to regurgitate old narratives and try to support what they want to believe, you understand what I'm saying? Then why is it that you don't have an open mind here? If you use your open mind and listen to all the evidence that people are telling you, then all you have to do is put the pieces together. All right? It's not that very difficult. And quite frankly, as a guy that graduated with a journalism industry, I'm very, very disappointed in our sports media for not covering this. The only American publication that kind of basically stepped up and told the story was Bleacher Report. All right. Other than that, I'm not seeing ESPN. I'm not seeing Fox Sports. I'm not seeing any other top sports publication getting down to this story. All right. Only the UK media has been the only ones I've seen. I've seen multiple, publications from the UK that are basically showing us encrypted information that is absolutely shows a different side of Fury that the American media does not want to see. You get what I'm telling you? What's going on, Focus Ball? Why you don't have no wrench? Hold on right now. There you go, Focus Ball. You got a wrench now, my man. Listen, there's no denying the fact that the gloves that Fury used do not create cuts on the head, on the ear. All right, there's just no way. The only the only way that this will create cuts is if you got elbow to the head or basically through knuckles. All right. Yeah, for real. 8-year ban. Yep. If it comes out that both Fury and his brother basically tampered with a previous failed drug test, okay. What I've been reading from the publications is they're going to ban this man for 8 years. All right. But if I was thinking realistically, I think this might get swept under the rug if I really want to think about it. But this is tampering evidence here, guys. This is a very different level, guys. This is basically tampering with physical evidence of a failed drug test. And think about this for a moment. Boxing is basically a barbaric sport. All right. We've seen a lot of different types of cheating in the sport. With Margarito loading up his gloves. All right. With Panama Lewis basically taking off the padding off of a glove of a fighter back in the early 80s. All right. And all the sorts of different type of cheating back before we were even born. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, as Shakita basically said, use the damn eyes. Right. You have to have an open mind and open up your eyes to what's going on here. You know, the one thing that I learned from Dante's Boxing Nation is this. The most dangerous weapons is basically a microphone and a camera. Because what you say in those two devices, it can never be retracted. And guess what? All the things that we're seeing right now, man, I'm telling you, salute to Blue Blood Sports TV, Barbershop Conversations, Young Pharaoh, Boxing Ego, and the LDBC and all too. We're basically shedding the light on this cheating that has been going on in boxing right now. This is absolutely unacceptable. And for anybody that tried to defend this kind of cheating, you're not a fan of the sport. You're basically exposing your own inner racism within yourself. All right. I don't wish anybody to get cheated on in the sport. Okay. But for anybody that tries to go in there and cheat basically for an illegal advantage, you need to be banned from the sport for life. I don't care who you are. All right. Now imagine this for a moment. Imagine if Deontay Wilder did half of the things that Tyson Fury has been basically getting busted for. You think about that. Think about all the haters that have been coming out of the woodwork now since Wilder lost. All right. Listen, all this cheating, all this all this exposure that's been going on around here, and you haven't heard the commission, you have not heard ESPN or Fox say nothing. Oh man, they would have been all over Wilder's case. As we see the beautiful Lala D in the building. How you doing, sister? Listen, that's just what it is, man. They want to see a top black athlete down and out because it basically exposes their inner racism within this country. That's exactly what it comes down to. You understand what I'm saying? And I will never participate in the lynching of any athlete. You got me? This needs to be investigated. This needs to be put on trial. All right. This kind of behavior cannot be tolerated. I'm telling you, you guys, this kind of behavior cannot be tolerated. All right. And Nicholas Ashbury basically went on a full clip on Young Pharaoh's live stream and basically told everything. Now, we pretty much understand the full kind of inner details about what was going on, but Nicholas Ashbury put much more evidence and much more description to the things that were being reported. So if you guys have not seen the live stream that went on earlier today, go check it out. Listen to it completely from start to finish. You're really going to be stunned at the things you heard. And on a side note, Mr. Young Pharaoh should be an attorney for the things that he is basically, reporting on. He's not coming in there to, say that I know this and that. He's coming in there with with descriptive evidence that it is what it is, man. He played recordings, he played screenings, pictures. I mean, I'm telling you, if you took this to the Nevada State Athletic Commission right now with all the evidence that's being displayed right now, this is going to have to force their hand. All right? It's definitely going to have to force their hand. What's going on, King Corleone? Hold on 1 second. There you go, King Corleone. There's your wrench. All right. Let me ask everybody in this channel right now. Let me ask y'all this. If any black fighter did remotely half of the things that Tyson Fury has done, what do you think they're gonna say about them? What do you think they're gonna say about it, huh? I'm telling you, man, this country, bro, is so damn hypocritical. They will support their other white athletes when it's basically time to show their nationalism. But when it comes to a top black fighter that basically can dominate any sport that you can put in front of them, then you see the racism coming out of them. That's basically what it is. JMJ2121 says, "What's good, Mehari?" And live chat. Tyson Fury may have ate some of that wild boar that messed up Old Yellow so bad that he had to shoot the dog in the movie. That's right. Yep. Exactly, bro. Definitely exactly. Now, what I'm basically gonna do from this point forward is I'm gonna wait till all the things gets played out, because despite the fact that Fury responded, he didn't directly answer the question about what was going on, what the reports have been coming out. So we have to wait and see. And now, Mr. Frank Warren, who's basically Fury's promoter, along with Bob Arum, but came back and basically said the farmer is making these outrageous allegations. Sent me a letter last October full of errors and basically telling me that he had committed perjury by signing statements under oath and lying. When I called him, he asked for money. I told him to clear off and get a contract with UKAD. He chose not to speak with UKAD, but instead to speak to a newspaper. And you know what I say? You know what I say about it? BS, bro, BS. But then Mr. Warren also says, how could anybody take this man seriously? It's beyond belief. Tyson has never met this man in his life. What a load of rubbish. We leave this with UKAD to look into it and don't expect to go any further. Hey, Chick Nothing, was good, my brother? What's up, man? Man. Listen, you're talking about tampering with evidence, Mr. Warren. Tampering with evidence. And it doesn't matter if Fury even met the man personally. If any member of his team met with this farmer and basically agreed to tamper with evidence and was supposed to be paid to tamper with evidence and never received any money, what do you think is the man supposed to do? Huh? What is he supposed to do? He's not going to go to UKAD because, listen, UKAD is basically shady for themselves there, too. We have yet to hear the results of Dillian White's failed drug test. All right? What's going on, Ronald Fickley? The OG is in the building. What's going on, brother? Listen, the farmer were smart. Listen, if the promoter's not gonna obviously not gonna do anything because he's only worried about protecting his bottom line. But the thing is this. Why would he want to go to UKAD when he basically can display when he can just basically display the evidence and explain what happened to basically an open source newspaper that basically will listen to him what he has to say. All right, you know that a lot of these organizations will take a lot of things out of context. All right, so thing is this: Frank Warren maybe is probably blind to what's going on to the situation at hand here. Listen, it's not that hard to track the pieces about what's been going on with Tyson Fury. All right. If you don't have an open mind to what's been going on, then you really are putting yourself in denial about what's been going on around here, guys. Because at the end of the day, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever that Wilder, that basically Fury should be trusted at all. And if I were Deontay Wilder, if I were listening to all these stories right now, I'm gathering all my evidence, gathering up my legal team, and basically filing a lawsuit against the Nevada State Athletics Commission, against Fury's team, and against the WBC for basically displaying the fact that you did not check Fury's gloves and caused this kind of damage to his ear. All right? Listen. Yeah, Ronald Fickley was there too. He heard the whole thing. That's right, Ronald Fickley. He said, real talk. Nick Asbury in the interview stated that Fury sometimes puts weights in the glove. Exactly. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Putting weight in the gloves, and then basically Mr. What is his name? Ricky Hatton basically lifting down the gloves to expose the knuckle. Bro, that is basically dirty tactics at its finest. I'm telling you. And Ronald Bigley said, and they don't want to pay Nick Asbury. Exactly. That's the thing, bro. They basically expect you to do the job and not get paid for it. All right. They try to treat boxers like they basically hoes. All right. That's the facts. All right. And thank you for deleting that troll. Listen. Listen. This guy is basically telling you what goes on in the Fury camp. All right. If there's any established newspaper that is basically wanting to get a hand on this story, you got to talk to Nicholas Ashbury, because this guy has been there. And listen, if Young Farrell is able to go in there and basically hit him up and talk to him about what's been going on, all right, listen, it should not be that hard for any of the other news sources to maybe go out there and do your job. All right, because listen, I'm going back to the journalism industry, and if I hear about something like this, I'm going to Nicholas Ashbury right away, have an extensive interview, talk about the things that he saw, the things he went through in the sparring. All right, and I'm going to ask him, and I would ask him specifically, what were they doing with these gloves? All right, that's exactly what I would be doing. All right, and if anyone thinks this is a witch hunt, you really are living in denial. All right, because listen, boxing again is a barbaric sport. It's a damn barbaric sport where people have died in the ring. I mean, I remember listening to the Threes Wide Men of Boxing a couple weeks ago. In one of their episodes, Scrapbook Boxing would talk about how a lot of these black corners would not receive any water. All right, got an end square to help heal their cuts. All right, these were some of the things that a lot of these fighters back then went through. All right, the things that I was hearing when Scrapbook was explaining it by detail, I was like, are you kidding me? But that's how boxing was back then. And then you also had Panama Lewis taking out the padding off the gloves of a fighter. All right. And then Antonio Margarito and his crew loading up the wraps. All right. To basically beat the hell out of Miguel Cotto. I mean, are you kidding me? Listen, If you don't have an open mind to what's going on in the sport right now, you're not a fan of boxing. You're only a fan in terms of the race color. That is what it is. You know what I mean? That's exactly what's been happening here. All right. I hope that I hope that Nicholas Ashbury can continue to spread this story and continue to share this story to the right people that will basically push out the story and put the pressure on the commissions and on the boxing sanctioning bodies to do something about it. All right. It cannot listen. This kind of story cannot go into the light. I'm sorry, it cannot go into the dark. All right. It has to go into the light. All right. There, I'm telling you, it's absolutely ridiculous. Yep, and oh, that's right, Ronald Finkley. He said it's very hypocritical. Let me read. Let me show it to you guys what he said. He said it's very hypocritical. 4 people died last year, and if they had any integrity, they would open an investigation. You're absolutely right, Mr. Ronald Finkley. Absolutely right. Remember, we had 4 deaths in the ring. All right, which is more than any other year in boxing. So how is it that these commissions are not opening an investigation or basically opening up better regulations to protect these fighters? All right. I'm going to tell you this, though, right now. If the New York State Athletic Commission had their hands on this, when it comes to the glove situation, you better believe that they're going to do something about it. All right. Now, listen, what I want people to do is this. They need to continue to share this story. All right. This story cannot go dark. Because if this story goes dark, it's basically it opens up again to the hypocritical standards that it's been going on in boxing. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, I love the sport because I love to see 2 of the best fighters fight each other. But when one fighter decides to take a competitive advantage over another fighter to try to beat them, are you kidding me, bro? You're risking another man's life in the ring. And don't forget, and another thing too, don't forget. This is not the first time that Deontay Wilder went through this. Because remember, when he was supposed to fight Alexander Povetkin in Russia, Alexander Povetkin also tested positive for meldonium. All right? That's why he got the Chris Arreola fight in the first place. All right? 88 Sports Star says, how do you not pay sparring partners? Fury's a hope. Yeah, man. But it's not the first time a lot of fighters don't pay their sparring partners. Because remember, Danny Jacobs is notorious for not paying sparring partners too, and not paying his trainers. It's one of the reasons why his previous trainer, I forgot what was his previous trainer's name? I forgot his name. If you could give it to me in the comment section, that'd be great. It's one of the reasons why Jacobs' previous trainer, basically departed from him because he wasn't getting paid and he was getting shortchanged by Danny Jacobs. Basically, a lot of dirty stuff. All right. I don't understand why you don't pay sparring partners and you basically are asking them to basically fight it with illegal weapons. Are you serious? Listen, I'm not no professional fighter. I'm no professional fighter, but I do know that in boxing, you don't get cuts on the ear or on the side of the head. All right. If you looked at the pictures of Wilder in the fight, initially I thought his eardrum got busted. But then as I started looking at the evidence, he said, no, there's a cut in the ear. And I thought to myself, wait a minute. You're not supposed to have cuts in the ear. The only time that you may have cuts in the ear is basically through Muay Thai, which is basically using your elbows when you're getting kicked. And in MMA, because you're basically using a little bit of padded gloves there too, that sometimes exposes the knuckle. All right. Listen, I'm done, bro. I'm seriously done listening to people basically defending Fury. Listen, you just don't like the fact that Wilder is a stand-up African American man that believes in his people. All right, that loves his people. All right. Ronald Figley says, yeah, he was beating Fury's ass in the first sparring session. Then he realized Fury took the padding out of the glove the second time they sparred. There you go. Yep, exactly. He said, Danny, really? I'm finally justified not liking him for his funny looking ass. I know, bro. I know, sister. I know. Focus Ball says facts on facts. King Corleone says they had little cheating down the panic guy, the right guy from experience cheating. Shaking my head. He knew exactly how to do it in so many ways. Exactly. Ronald Figley says, I'm assuming that they started beefing, and then managers or promoters try to get him a new Nick, trying to get a new on Nick Asbury. Right, exactly, absolutely, man, absolutely. Ooh. Telling you guys, Tyson Fury is looking bad out here in these boxing streets. Now we already know that they listen. I'm tired of talking about this so-called mental health issues and all that. Though, let me tell y'all something. You want to know what real mental health is going on right now? Go look what's going on with Jermaine Taylor even today. The man is basically going out there doing domestic violence charges, and you could tell that he's basically hurt from his damage he's taken in the sport. All right. That's a man that's going through a lot of mental health problems. Go look at his story. Go look at all the stuff he's been through in his boxing career. All right. Even Riddick Bowe. All right. Riddick Bowe took too many headshots in his career, and you can't even understand him anymore. Same thing with James Toney, too, as well. All right. Those are the fighters that I'm worried about the most because they went through serious punishment in their careers, took a lot of shots, and now you can't even understand them anymore. Same thing with Meldrick Taylor too. Those are the fighters I care about. I don't give a crap about Tyson Fury. All right, most of the things that he did in his career, he did to himself. All right, he couldn't handle the surroundings of success and went to different methods to try to soothe himself. All right. He should be thanking Deontay Wilder for giving him an opportunity because without Wilder bringing him out of the dead and reviving his boxing career, we would not be hearing Tyson Fury's name right here in the U.S. I'm telling you, it's the facts of the matter. All right, he should be thanking Wilder for giving him an opportunity. But now that it's been coming out that he's basically tampering drug tests and using illegal drugs, and now using illegal gloves in his fights and his sparring sessions, bro, I'm suing Tyson Fury out the ass for every money, every single penny he got in his bank account, bro. That is absolutely ridiculous. Are you absolutely kidding me? Oh, what's going on, A9 TV? What's going on, bro? It's A.J. Brown crazy, you know? Ronald Figley said, rip to Lavera Johnson. This is the type of stuff that makes me wonder on his deadly night. I hope it wasn't this type of foul play. Absolutely. R.I.P. to Lavander Johnson. Absolutely. But yeah, man, this kind of story needs to be exposed into the light, man, because this is cheating that is beyond belief. All right. And if anybody wants to come on here and try to tell me like, oh no, you just say that because Wilder got bro, he got his ass beat. Bro, it doesn't matter about what happened in the fight if the man actually cheated. That doesn't even matter. All right. If the man was using illegal tactics, all right, and using improper gloves, and you see that his corner is doing the dirty stuff for him and he knows it, and it doesn't matter what happened in the fight. That's why I never cared about what happened. That's why I never counted the Antonio Margarito win against Miguel Cotto, because he obviously cheated, all right, and tried to end the man's life. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, it don't matter if the man got his ass beat. If he was cheating, it don't count. All right. But you know for a fact that the Fury fanboys or the racist people, they're not going to care about it, because what they want to see is another African American man down and out. That is what it is. Take it how you want to. All right. But we live in a reality. We live in a world right now where racism is everywhere now. Racism is basically everywhere, and it's basically on sight to see. All right. And I'm afraid I'm seeing it too. Get me? It is what it is, though, man. I mean, come on. Oh boy. I mean, it's just I had to come on here because this is just too much. This is basically too much for me not to shed light about this too, because everybody needs to know that Fury is not what you think he is. He's not. He tries to portray a character that they want the casuals to believe in, but if you really get to know him and understand him, he's not what you think he is. That is the fact of the matter. All right. mean, absolutely ridiculous, man. Man, I actually, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this though too, on the real, some real talk. As I'm about to read Mr. Ronald Finkley's comment, he says, "I just got finished being a UK troll talking points down. They hate Wilder and crack jokes without facts and his legitimate reigning champ status." Right, exactly. And you know what the worst? And you know what the worst part is? You know what the worst part is? They're gonna try to dismiss everything that Wilder did throughout his career, knowing full well that Wilder, when his career is over, he's going to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. His name is going to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame among the all-time great heavyweights in boxing history. While everything about Fury's name is going to be disputed because they're going to look at Fury's career like, listen, yes, he was somewhat accomplished, but did he do it legitimately clean? All right, that's what we're going to be judging himself on. All right, and don't get me started with Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua's straight pussy. We all know that. All right, but it ain't about Joshua right now for the time being. We'll deal with Joshua when the time comes. All right. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. It's really getting bad out here for Tyson Fury. But we cannot let this story die down. This story needs to continue to be shed to the light. All right. Without 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 the support of the LDBC, new media, and all the other channels that are basically standing up for the truth. All right. This story would be dead by now. All right. So we need to continue our due diligence to make sure that this story keeps getting exposed. All right. Because this is type of cheating that cannot be tolerated. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm going to end this live stream by saying this. Salute to all the brothers that have been doing their due diligence and displaying all the evidence and basically cracking down on this story. Because without y'all, guys like Mr. Young Farrell, Boxing Ego, Dante's Boxing Nation, Barbershop Conversation, Trill Boxing Talk, 78 Sports TV, Blue Blood Sports TV, all of them channels that have been doing their job. All right. This story would be dead by now. All right. And it makes me proud that there's actually real legitimate people out there that they're doing their homework and doing their due diligence to help us keep informed about what's really going on in the world of boxing. You understand what I'm saying? And also Ticket TV too. I can never forget my brother Ticket TV. You understand? The best, one of probably the most craziest, but most honest brothers in the LDBC. That's what it is, though, man. But salute to everybody that's been doing their job, though, man. You understand? And we need to continue to keep doing that and keep killing them trolls and haters with all this truth. All right. And just like John Brickley just said, trust. The world is watching. You goddamn right they are. You goddamn right they are. But I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the night, though, guys. But thank y'all for basically tuning in. One more thing, though, before I just go ahead and shut it down. King Leon says, positive PEDs versus Klitschko's and duck the rematch. These MFers insist on referring to him as lineal, but look at all the details. He was never really a champion technically, or should have never been. Thank you. That's why I never believed in the lineal stuff. He never beat the actual champ to earn that lineal status. He never did. All right? Absolutely, man. And Crush the Legend says, Ticket TV's passion is the truth. Yep, exactly. No doubt about it, guys. But thank y'all for tuning in, though, guys. It's been really, really fun to chop it up, though, man. I really appreciate all the love and support, though, man. You understand what I'm saying? And Lala D says it's weird because they're trying to make us look like Wilder fanatics when we're not. We're fighting for very basic injustice here. It's not too complex to view photos, videos, and penalize a cheater. Yep. Well said, sister. But I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the night, though, guys. But I appreciate you guys, jumping on, chopping this up, though, man. I got to get ready for work tomorrow morning, though, guys. But stay safe out there with this damn coronavirus that's been going on around here. And let's continue to keep pushing on the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Keep pushing on the truth and keep killing them haters with real facts. But this is Abil Mahari, represent MehariNation Sports Podcast. Again, Tyson Fury could face an 8-year ban for basically tampering evidence of a failed drug test back in 2015. The link to the article is underneath the description box for everybody to read and check out. But a major salute to the entire LDBC and the boxing community, and I'll check you guys soon. Have a great night, you guys.